Welcome, everyone, and thanks for joining us and being a part of the Nikki and Steven Live experience. Nikki and Steven Live, a place where Nikki and Steven can chat, hang, and connect with the amazing Sticker fam.
What up, mother cluckers? What are you doing with your life if you don't put pineapple on pizza? What?
Solo is the worst Star Wars movie ever created. Toss a coin to
I didn't mean actually.
Oh, Valley of
God, stop. This is dumb, I'm leaving.
Join in at our movie nights.
I can't watch this. Fuck, wait for him to get in. Oh, God. No. No. That's a no from me. Oh, baby feet. No.
Boom.
Oh, fuck it. Can we all give Mr. John Wick a round of applause? A whole round.
Nom nom. Nom nom.
In the eye! Ay!
Your favorite show's over? Be there for the wrap party.
This is literally the most underrated television show I can personally say I have ever seen.
Word.
That was just such an epic moment that it was just, his speech was so good. Such a massive impact on the universe of Vikings.
There is nothing that you're gonna tell me that's like, he didn't survive. Because, no. La 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 la, I hear nothing.
If you thought this had a happy ending, you haven't been paying attention.
I cry every single time I see that scene again because it's so... I was shaking.
And of course, we are playing some games.
Yep, we're still in a bush, bitches. Oh my God.
I'm an aggressive accuser.
Really? You're a dick.
Sorry guys, I had to bounce.
Oh my God.
Oh, you missed! Oh, you missed!
Ah, no! Intimidate? I don't know. Oh my God. Oh God. Oh my God. It worked. Okay, so I suck it, you blow it.
I got this fucking thing dangling from my gun now.
That's what he said.
Run! Run!
You're right. No.
What?
Bitch.
Oh my God.
Wow. Oh my God! Oh my God! Fucking finally! Holy shit! Ah, shit! Oh my God! Dude, serpentine! Ah! I'm gonna pee my pants, I swear to God! Fuck this shit all day.
Hello? Is this thing on? Can you hear me? Ay. What's up, y'all? Can you hear me? Please tell me you can hear me. What a morning! Holy crap! What's up? What's up, y'all? Oh my lord. Technology hates me. Technology hates me. And for those of you who were live earlier, probably got to see a shot of me with my shirt off. Because for some reason, when I tested the camera an hour ago, it decided to keep a freeze frame when I hadn't put my shirt on yet. Very embarrassing. I was in scramble mode. Not cool. Not cool at all. Hey, Sonny and Kat, what's up? Another dope reaction couple right there. I think I saw you guys. Did you guys celebrating something recently? Congratulations. Thought I saw that on Instagram somewhere. Lady Geek Girl Trisha, North, Sticker Nikki, Appin. Yes, Appin, we play games. just not as often as we would like. Delar, ATFB, Prophecy Girl, Venom, Paul, Sura, voice of the channel, hello. I don't think we have gifted subs yet. I don't think we have the gifted subs yet. Got married. Awesome. Congratulations. It's amazing. Amber Darko. Geek Girl. Did I say hi, Geek Girl, already? Well, hi again. I literally every stream, there's been a technical problem. I don't know if it's my computer that's acting up. My computer, it was once a beast. I don't know if it's a beast anymore. I might need to get some maintenance done on it. But whether it's the internet or my computer, there's always something going on when we're trying to go live. Maybe it's a sign. Maybe we should just do more reaction videos and no more live streams. Nah. Being live is fun. Let's see if this works. Does this work? Oh, it did work. Cool. Good job, Stream Elements. Way to be part of the stream. Appreciate it. Talking Star Wars, reviewing Heir to the Empire, and maybe we'll play some Lego Star Wars. Appin'. I'm joking, by the way. Don't take that seriously, please. I've heard about the Brotherhood. It sounds like something that I would like to read. Or listen to. Heir. It says Heir to the Empire. Heir. It's been a morning, guys. I mean, that's my fault. That's not Stream Elements' fault. Stream Elements makes a lot of mistakes, but that one's on me. Heir to the Empire. I mean, Luke did have great hair. Does it say hair anywhere else? Ah, sticker Nikki.
Sunny wishing you a long and happy marriage.
Nice. Oh, excuse me. Ayo, Twitch sucks. Wait, I thought you just said that Twitch was better. It's a hairy situation. I mean, Chewbacca's got great hair. Each platform. So we've been on YouTube. Okay, it says hair in the right spots. Okay, I only wrote hair on your head once. Ah, that Madrinas is delicious, guys. It's delicious. Get on that Madrinas hype train. Oh wait, hype train, that's a Twitch thing. We've been on YouTube, like, streaming for a little over a month now. Twitch banned you for arguing with some, or did the creator ban? Like, you're banned completely on Twitch, like all the way, for arguing. You must have used one of their like buzzwords that you're not allowed to use. Madrinas is a sponsor. Nikki's chair out of the way. The shot didn't save. Is this what broke the computer earlier? When I tried to like fix the shot? I think Twitch and YouTube has its pros and its cons, both of them. I was just drinking the peppermint mocha, which I think is the best. Lucas, thank you for the sticker. I think the peppermint mocha is the #1 flavor of all the tubs. But so far, like, again, I've said this before, as a streamer, the experience really isn't that different. We ran into one problem on Saturday with movie night that I need to find a solution to, because there's no way the way I went about it is the best way. So on Twitch, if our internet crashed, and we'll get to the Star Wars stuff in a minute, we're just hanging out chatting. On Twitch, if the internet crashes, you don't have to go anywhere to get the stream. Like, when the internet comes back, the stream is there. It just pops up. On YouTube, like on Saturday when our internet crashed and we lost the stream, I had to go in and create like an entirely new page, like a new video. Like, I had to publish a new video, which that is definitely not a ideal situation. I gotta figure out if there's a way to just push a button on like the created thing to go live. I don't know. I gotta figure that one out. That's the first real streamer hiccup that we've had being on YouTube so far. They banned you for arguing with the moderator because I joked about locating people. Oh, that's kind of serious. Even if you say you're joking, I don't think they would be down with that. I tried to present Nikki with another executive decision question about movie night this weekend, and she shot it down, which is fair. She really wants to watch The Prestige. So do I. Prestige looks awesome. That'll be the movie night this weekend. I wanted to, I offered up the option of putting, and she's probably right. I mean, I think she's right. But putting The Prestige up against, what's that new Vikings movie? I'm having a brain fart. What was that movie? Northman. There we go. Northman. Because I was driving home and I heard Northman was available on... It's going to be available, I think, Friday for streaming. Wait, what did Appen get banned for? You got banned on Twitch for typing too many puns. Never here, as Nikki said. And not only was I trying to navigate a shirtless stream and everything crashing and breaking, I don't even know if I should talk about this, but I'm going to because I think it's important. Nikki and I both posted stuff on the main chat of Discord because we received a message talking about, like, I unsubscribed from you because of what we said on Saturday night with Nikki grounding the community for the mist because we didn't like it. And it's like, and then I've been really grumpy lately, which I'll admit I've been grumpy lately. My schedule has sucked. But guys, don't ever, like, the stuff that, and I know those who are here, I know you guys very well. Like, don't take Nikki's jokes seriously. She's not gonna ground the community or revoke privileges from the members. Like, I don't know. That kind of comment just, it makes me sad that certain things can be, like, interpreted in ways that they're not meant to be presented, kind of thing. But I'll be better with my attitude. I'm still gonna get heated in conversations with people. I'm still gonna have fiery conversations because that's who I am, and I always welcome people's opinions about stuff. And I'm gonna present my feelings on stuff like we're gonna do today. We're gonna talk about Star Wars, which I take very seriously. I take it very personally because I put a lot of time into Star Wars and I love it very much. But I'll always welcome your opinion. I'm just gonna fire back. I just want people to be able to present their reasons why they like or don't like something. I'll never accept I just don't like it. If we're having a debate, I'm never going to accept I just don't like it. You're entitled to not like stuff, of course, obviously. But I like having discussions with y'all. I like talking about it. I could clearly tell you why Solo is my least favorite Star Wars movie versus The Last Jedi. That's just me. That's who I am. You should see some of the, I would love to go back to my college days where me and my boys were debating sports or who's the greatest of all time in this sport or this sport. It's like conversations get heated sometimes. And just in case y'all forgot.
Warning, Solo sucks rant. Warning, Solo sucks rant.
Solo's the worst Star Wars movie ever created, in my opinion. Joker, I don't think Nikki was referencing your comment. I think she was just talking about the comment that I'm talking about. And it's never gonna be a positive thing. For example, The Mist. It was requested. It was at the top of our new, really cool request system that we have set up. So I checked it out. I took a quick peek at what it was. Sounded cool. Stephen King. Not something that ever really fails much. And it got voted and picked for the movie night. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be really cool. So obviously a lot of people liked it. I hated it. I thought it was a terrible movie. Yeah. There's obviously a lot of people who, generally will never accept not liking something they love.
Just removed. I think my comment goes for lots of stuff. Oh my god. I'm real shiny. All I have is sunscreen, eyebrows, and bottom lash.
She's off to the
mascara.
tanning
I'm
salon.
gonna go fry my skin.
While I talk Star Wars with the community.
Hi, friends!
Mist was butt cheeks. But there's always going to be somebody who is offended that you didn't like something they love.
But you have to think about perspective. Maybe somebody's having a bad day and they took it wrong, but I think it takes a special mindset to understand I'm having a bad day. Maybe I shouldn't take this personal. And I hope that everybody can see outside yourself. Sometimes it's hard. It is hard. Sometimes you just can't see yourself from an outside perspective.
Regardless.
Sometimes I just have to tell you, you're being grumpy and stop yelling and fighting with people, but he just can't. And it's I
like having debates with the community. It's fun.
I get that. But I've had to learn this lesson a lot recently when our oldest didn't get picked for something for softball. She didn't get picked for All-Stars for softball. It broke my heart. But you know what? I can't complain about it. It's not about me. We need to do better. We need to just do better. I'm not going to sit there and complain and why didn't she get this and why didn't she get that? I mean, I want to badly, but you can't because you just have to keep going and not worry about stuff that people say.
I mean, it's never, as a creator, it's never a fun thing to see a comment where they're like, I've been with you guys for a long time. I had to unsubscribe because of your attitude.
I felt terrible. I feel terrible that somebody took my joke seriously. Like, when I say you guys, like, you're grounded. You're getting your stuff provoked. I'm totally joking. I am talking to...
I wouldn't allow that to happen, first of all.
I can't do that. And you are a bunch of grown-ass adults. I'm talking to a bunch of grown-ass adults. Like, you guys, like, I feel as though I'm mom-ish. So, I'm just momming you. Amber! And Geek Girl. And Prophecy Girl. Hello, friends.
Fall Order 2 soon, hopefully.
Huh?
Fall Order 2.
Oh. There you go. Amber, you're just hungry. Chill. Have a Snickers. Leilana! Trisha!
But I'll be honest, like, I have been grumpy lately.
Yeah.
I've had a lot of technical issues with...
It's daily.
The streaming, like...
Our internet.
The internet goes out every day, and it...
Literally.
Like, that night, it interrupted literally the stream twice.
3 times.
Was it 3 or 2?
It started at the beginning, and then...
It happened in the middle. And then it didn't go out at the end.
It was 3 times that it happened, I remember that.
So yeah,
it happened twice in the beginning, and then once during the movie.
So yeah, when we're having technical problems, I don't like, Nikki could back it up. When things that are out of my control go wrong, I freak out a little bit. I don't handle it well.
See, I'm like, I can't get mad at an inanimate object. He can.
I do.
You know, like when you're putting together furniture and you're like,
I don't have a lot of patience.
Motherfucker, piece of shit, god damn it.
I just want, like,
I'm like, dude, it's probably just me.
I just want stuff to work the way it's supposed to work, and the internet does not work the way it's supposed to work.
Never. I think we just need to unplug it. Maybe.
And we spent a shit ton of money.
That was a lot of money
on the new router and stuff.
I don't know if it's the router and the what is the other one called?
Router and
router and something.
I forget what it's called.
You can see. You can see yourself. Well, I mean, at least. Yeah, that's my sunscreen. Anyways.
By the way, do you guys see gifted memberships by any chance? Is it there?
I didn't.
You didn't? It's a beta rollout for special, because, you know, the giant creators...
Modem. Thank you. Modem.
There you go. Because the giant creators are the only ones who need to test out gifted subs.
So
not the small creators.
We decided to invest in a nicer router and a nicer modem. And it's not... It doesn't change anything.
And the new raid feature is very questionable, at best.
Exactly. That's right, Joker. You can never tell tone via text.
Well, I mean, we're talking to people, so they can tell our tone.
Joker's talking about that person couldn't tell how they were saying it because you can't tell tone via text. So...
Yeah, let's only give gifted subs to the channel that has 50,000 people watching them live right now. I submitted the form. Routers are scams.
Right? Consider throwing your laptop off the balcony. I mean, you know.
I mean, I've wanted to throw many things.
Routers are scams. I mean, honestly, I'm ready to like go plug in the stuff that came from Spectrum. Plug that shit back in. I see one free highlight. Yes, absolutely. And thank you for the 2 months.
Wait, what?
You can highlight a message for free.
Oh.
One. As a member.
Is that what this is?
Yeah, I had that ability, but I wanted to, you know.
That's cool.
I should go over to Kat and Sunny and give them my $2 because I was supposed to, I could give it to you to congratulate them.
I think YouTube's moving in a good direction, though. They're implementing things. They haven't been great, but
Yeah.
I feel like we're moving in that direction. So
The quality's not there is correct, Geek Girl. It just sucks.
I mean, my Go XLR used to be like my favorite piece of tech, and now it's turning into my least favorite piece of tech. Like if I went and moved it right now, the audio would crash. Which no.
I put a survival knife through
Hugging
it.
face.
Oh god. Throwing my screen, my window today? Yes, absolutely.
Prophecy Girl, thank you.
Love you too, girlfriend. The computer dangerously close to me and thrown out the window. Fuck this! Ah!
I think Twitch is gonna sit on their hands for the
All right.
duration of their creation, just because
I gotta go. But
Twitch has this mindset of they're better. They're not going to adjust. They're just going to keep throwing more ads at you.
right.
Unskippable ads.
I'll be back. Probably won't see. Well, might see you guys.
Well, I'm going to be in. Just check with me before.
Deeply enthralled
Yeah.
in the content.
Just check with me before you come in.
Okay. I won't, but whatever. What's up, Josh? But yeah, I'll see you guys later. Maybe, maybe not. Otherwise, I will see you on Discord. And please know that 99.9% of the time, we are joking. The only time that we are not joking is when I say I'm literally not joking. So, I love you, and I will see you
Have fun.
tomorrow. I'm just kidding.
Twitch is going the way of Netflix. I mean, it feels that way. Not going to lie. Like, if you're a small streamer, even if you're a small partner, I said this on Twitter yesterday. You should go follow me. I tweet different things on my personal Twitter than I do our Nikki Steven Twitter. But like, regardless of who you are, where you are, what your goals are, where you want to stream, whether you're partner, small partner, big partner, doesn't matter. Get that YouTube channel going. You need to build up options for yourself. And the limit that you have to get to monetize your YouTube channel can be a grind. It can be easy for some. 1,000 subs and 4,000 watch hours. I think it's watch hours. That's a lot of time. That could be a real grind. So whether you want to stream on YouTube or you want to stream on Twitch or stream on Facebook or stream on TikTok, stream wherever you're streaming, build up that YouTube channel. Like just yesterday. You should react to Top Gun series. Seen Top Gun like a billion times. If we don't, I don't have plans to see the new movie in theaters, so if it shows up to streaming, we'll probably watch the new Top Gun. I heard it's amazing. Whenever you're trying to start landscape equipment, you gotta pull like 30 times. You should just... Are you using Arctis Pro Wireless? Is that my headphones? Is that what these are called officially? I always forget. The Steel Series, yeah. You've seen a ton of big creators give advice saying start YouTube channel first before streaming on something like Twitch or YouTube. It depends. It depends on what kind of content you create, in my opinion. We'll get to Star Wars, I promise. I promise. Starting the YouTube so the one thing I will say not to do is jump on Twitch for 5 days a week and just stream and expect people to like show up. That's not gonna happen. That wasn't gonna happen 3 years ago. That's not gonna happen now. That might have happened like 10 years ago or whenever Twitch was newer. But you gotta have the presence on other platforms before. If you want to be a streamer, find creative ways to make content around your streaming content. distribute that out to Instagram, to TikTok, Facebook, YouTube. But if you want to stream on YouTube, just make your YouTube channel and create content, create shorts, and stream. Do it all from one spot. You got opening day IMAX for Top Gun. Nice. But yeah, I mean, YouTube is more discoverable if you're talking about the right stuff or doing the right things. What's up, Tricky? You've seen all the original Star Wars movies, but none of the new stuff. Are they really good? What do you classify as original Star Wars movies? You're just talking about the original trilogy? Or do you include the prequels in there too? Just want to say hi real quick. Need to get back to some editing. Would love to talk Star Wars with you someday, Steven. Have fun. Later. Thanks for joining us. Congrats on the marriage. Enjoy your editing. I'm going to have to edit after this stream. Got Ozark episode to post tomorrow. Tomorrow? Tomorrow's Thursday, right? Today's Wednesday. We might do a little more of these Wednesday live streams until Obi-Wan pops up on Wednesday. Obi-Wan launches on a Friday, but then it goes to a Wednesday release after that. So now that Moon Knight's over, maybe we can get some Wednesday day streams going. Because Mondays are tough. I have meetings in the morning. Tuesday and Thursday, I do jiu-jitsu in the morning. Wednesday's free. Friday, I gotta go to work. But let's jump into some Star Wars. Don't touch the Go XLR! Don't touch it! It's gonna crash the audio. Do you guys hear me still? The prequels are awful visually. They're awful in dialogue. Amazing in story. Absolutely watch them. I mean, I think you should watch all of them regardless of what the reality is. Of what anyone feels or what anyone thinks about them. The sequel trilogy, as a trilogy, is complete dog shit. The Force Awakens, the best one. The Last Jedi implements a shit ton of things that doesn't have any story to back it or support it. And then The Rise of Skywalker is basically a giant fuck you to The Last Jedi, and they try to one-up the story and fix things and do things, and the prequels look better than the originals. I don't agree with that at all. The prequels, all of the movies are shot on green screen or blue screen, and I think you could tell that the actors aren't in an environment. The original movies are shot in actual environments, and I think the originals, despite them being old, still look great. It's hard for me to watch, like, visually, like, you kind of get pulled out of the prequels for me, just because of the way they look. You could tell, like, they're just walking. You could tell there's scenes where they're just literally walking to nowhere because they're in a building. They're not actually in an environment or on a set. They're just in a giant warehouse building that all the walls are green and blue. I even recommend you watch Solo, which is my least favorite Star Wars movie of all time. So you read this book, huh? I did. Well, no, I did not read it. I listened to it. So yeah, then you know the book trilogy is 100 times better than the last three. I mean, book one's better than movie one of the sequel trilogy. I think we're going to talk about that right now. Let's jump into this. All right, book club book club. Say that 3 times fast. It's kind of hard. Book Club Council, Heir to the Empire, full review. As I was doing my research for this and kind of like getting my notes together and deciding exactly how I wanted to structure this, talk about this review, I saw an interesting, I think it was just like a tweet somewhere or a post somewhere, and I thought it was really interesting because this was like technically the first sequel trilogy that was created. And I thought it would be interesting to compare Heir to the Empire to The Force Awakens, to the sequel trilogy that is canon now in all of our world. Whether you like it or not, the sequel trilogy is canon. I don't believe any of us, even as fans, have the right to say something is or is not canon. I don't believe in that mindset. You can not like it, you can hate it, you can treat it however you want, but unfortunately, it's canon and we can't change that. But I thought it'd be really fun to kind of compare the two stories a little bit. And I don't like to go out of my way to kind of trash the sequel trilogy, but in all honesty, as more time goes by, I like it less and less and less. I used to love The Force Awakens is probably my favorite of the 3 because of the foundation it creates and builds as the starter for a new trilogy. A lot of people shit on it, call it like it's a carbon copy of A New Hope, which I don't really subscribe to that. I don't necessarily think that's the case, just because Finn's story alone makes it a unique story. The whole stormtrooper switching sides thing, it feels like a really unique thing. And I honestly believe, I did a quick little video of this on my Star Wars channel, talking about how I think Finn was The Force Awakens, and it just never got to that point. It wasn't always about Rey, it was also about Finn. Just because if you look at like the timeline of events in The Force Awakens, it feels like Finn was kind of the one that kind of opened things up a little bit. Because Kylo Ren has that moment where they're basically killing all those people and he looks right at Finn, FN-287, and has that moment where he's like, what did you just sense and feel there? I don't know. I feel like there's a lot there. But it's interesting reading this trilogy now with the sequel trilogy out there. It's complete now. And a lot of people read Heir to the Empire way before there was ever even probably a thought that there would be a sequel trilogy. So it's kind of interesting to have that perspective. I think it presents a really fun discussion potentially, talking about movie 1 of the sequel trilogy versus book 1 of what was the sequel trilogy. And I, right off the bat, I think the story is better. Heir to the Empire, speak much. Yes, I do. Heir to the Empire versus The Force Awakens, I think Heir to the Empire is a better story, and grumpy old Star Wars fans are going to come out at me, but it is what it is. I feel like our heroes, Han, Luke, Leia, Chewie, Lando, all the folks, which I had no idea that's what we were even getting into when I started this novel, but I think that's absolutely amazing. They feel more like themselves. They feel more like the characters that were created in the original trilogy, and it feels more of a legitimate continuation of their stories, which is kind of my mindset on that. I feel like Leia's character has more of a role. I feel like Han's character feels more like Han, and obviously you can't really compare Force Awakens Luke to Heir to the Empire Luke, because he's obviously not really even in The Force Awakens, which I did a whole what if script. I have to do the video. Maybe we could talk about that at the end of this. But I have a whole what if situation crafted out that involves Luke more into The Force Awakens, which really kind of builds the story and makes whatever holes I feel are in the sequel trilogy, kind of fills those holes and creates a more compelling story. There's a whole what if scenario. I'm not a big fan of what if scenarios, but I actually scripted one of those out for The Force Awakens. the biggest thing for me when reading Heir to the Empire, and it's something that we put more focus on later, but our protagonists are presented with struggle. They fight through the struggle, they get a dub. The idea of struggle and adversity for our main characters, I feel like it's a driving point for any good story. And our protagonists need to experience struggle, and they need to deal with adversity, and they need to power through the adversity, and it builds a story, and it makes us love our heroes even more. But overall, just jumping into this right now, I absolutely loved this first book. I thought it was such a natural feel for what actually comes next after the original trilogy, which those 3 movies are my favorite Star Wars movies. In order of my favorites, it would go my favorites. I'd go Return of the Jedi, Empire Strikes Back, New Hope. I think Empire Strikes Back is the better movie, but I love the last... No, I did not almost just say that. Holy cow. Scratch, rewind. Return of the Jedi is my favorite, but Empire Strikes Back is the better movie in my opinion. I think there's a big difference between best and favorite. I think it's important. I honestly really believe that we could have seen this story played out visually up on the big screen. I feel like this story is so cool. The action sequences, the relationship building, just the story as a whole, I feel like would have translated so well on the big screen. But it is what it is. George decided to go create the prequels instead, which again, I'm very grateful for. And during the first video, I actually made a comment like, maybe we could have made like the prequels later and done this story instead, kind of in its place, and then done the, I feel like it would have been great. But 5 years after the Rebel Alliance destroyed the Death Star, Darth Vader and the Emperor are dead. Crazy thought, right? Emperor's dead. Princess Leia, Han Solo are married, expecting twins. Awesome, love that. And Luke Skywalker has become the first in a long-awaited line of Jedi Knights. He's not the last of the old Jedi. He's the first of the new Jedi. Love that line. Absolutely love that line. Grand Admiral Thrawn, he's taking command of the shattered Imperial fleet, readying it for war and targeting the New Republic, who's going through some growing pains. Again, pains, growing pains, adversity. It's all so different and so important to like just build the story. I'm going to break this up into like 2 parts. One part's obviously going to be a lot longer than the other part, but basically what I liked, what I didn't like. And I'm going to keep this kind of general. I might miss some things, and that's what you guys are here for. Live channel. Get all your comments in. If you want something guaranteed to get read or answered, throw it into super chat, and I'll get to it. If not, once I'm done, the coffee's giving me a little burpees. If not, just wait till I'm done, and then we can save our comments, because I'm not reading chat right now. I do see you guys, though. Thank you very much for being here and hanging out. But super chats are the guarantee. And then if there's no super chats, we'll just go through the comments once I'm done going through all this stuff. So first off, what did I like? Everything. I loved everything about this story. I loved everything about this first book. There really isn't anything that happened in this story that I didn't like. And I kind of touched on it a little bit already, but struggle. I love the adversity that has been presented to our heroes. You see a lot of struggle in this first book. Our heroes are having a hard time finding their place in the new post-Empire world, the New Republic, and you see the struggles of the new government trying to get their footing in the galaxy. I've always enjoyed politics in Star Wars. I don't think we get enough politics in Star Wars. I think people tend to kind of want to like just shut it out when it starts getting really political in the Star Wars world. I think it's great. I think it's fun. I think it's really awesome to kind of learn about how everything in the galaxy is working, the power struggle and all that stuff. Star Wars isn't just lightsaber fights and Jedi. Like, there's more to it. There's a lot more to Star Wars than just that. And it's just as important as anything else in the Star Wars world. And I think the struggle, and as I kind of hit on some of these topics, I'm going to talk about the stuff that I love specifically about the struggles that were presented in this first story. So right off the bat, let's talk about Luke. Because I keep beating this drum, I'm going to keep talking about it. Luke's my favorite character of all time. He's my number one dude of anything that we've watched. Ragnar, Jon Snow, Frank Castle, Rick Grimes, the list goes on and on. But Luke Skywalker will forever be my number one. He's my favorite. I grew up on Luke Skywalker. I was a baby when I was introduced to Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker is my favorite. And right off the bat, you know, Chapter 2, I think it was Chapter 2, because Chapter 1 kind of focused on Thrawn's intro. Chapter 2 is what really blew me away with this book. And again, going into this, I had no idea what this... I knew it was a Thrawn trilogy, but I had no idea that this was a literal continuation of the original trilogy. And when we got Luke having that moment with Obi-Wan, like, shit got emotional. I'm not going to lie. I got very emotional during that moment. I had no idea what we were getting into. And I just love this story for Luke because, again, he faces adversity. I feel like the whole time he's dealing with things that he has to figure out. He navigates through difficult situation after difficult situation while being stuck with somebody who essentially wants to kill him. She wants him dead, and we'll talk about Mara Jade in a minute, but she wants him dead, and he has to work with her. On a planet, essentially, well, not essentially, on a planet where there's all these creatures that remove force power. He had to go about all of this without his force powers. He had to navigate through all of this stuff without using the force, which, that's crazy. For a brand new Jedi who's still coming into his own, that's a big deal, and it creates a really big challenge, and he was able to work through it. Him and Mara Jade were able to work together despite the fact that, you know, it's kind of like, hey, this person right here is like, she wants to kill me, like, but hey, we're going to work together, we're going to get through this. You know what Luke didn't do? He didn't try to run away and hide like a baby. He didn't try to disappear. He didn't like, oh, I actually like being disconnected from the Force, I'm just going to go hide. Like, he figured out a way. Obviously, this is a lot different Luke. He hasn't dealt with a lot of stuff. I mean, he did just had to say farewell to his father after redeeming him, which could be a really powerful moment. And I mean, he did just fight the Emperor and got Force Lightning not that long ago. So he had to really work through a lot of stuff. And I just really, really, really love that aspect of seeing Luke, seeing him deal with that stuff, and, you know, kind of navigating through those struggles and those challenges. I thought it was really good. And then Leia. I loved Leia in this story. We obviously didn't get a ton with her, but I just love the story surrounding her and this whole idea of her and the focus of her Jedi training. Han wants her to train, give her a lightsaber, get her Jedi skills up. Luke, teach your sister the way. Obviously Luke's a little hesitant just because of everything that went down, but I love the pull that, you know, Han is trying to get her off the political stuff to go handle her Jedi training. But at the same time, the New Republic's like, hey, Princess Leia Organa Solo, what a name. We need you here. We're trying to build this. Come back over here. You have jobs and responsibilities on this side. So the fact that she's getting pulled in these multiple directions, I really love it. And I love the focus of her training, her getting stronger in the Force, her using the Force, and I absolutely love that aspect of it. I really, really, really wish we got more Leia Force content in the sequel trilogy, and not just this flying through space like Mary Poppins thing. We got and this is tough because I really wish we got this flashback sooner, but we did get the flashback of Leia training with Luke. It was really short. It was a small thing, but I feel like if that was moved up in the story, certain things would have made a lot more sense. And I just love the idea of Leia embracing the Force, learning about the Force, striving to become a Jedi. She has twins in her belly, and obviously they're going to probably be very, very powerful. And yeah, that's just a really exciting thing because it's interesting seeing the parallels from this story in the sequel trilogy, because it probably would have made the story a little cooler if Kylo Ren had a twin sibling or something. If, you know, maybe Rey was, like, it felt like Rey was the daughter of Han Solo, the way the Force Awakens kind of played out, they had a couple like moments, I guess you can say, and her ability to fly so well, her ability to do anything so well, but it felt like they might have been moving in that direction. But Leia having twins, they're going to be strong in the Force. Obviously, you know, father before me had a lot of power as well, and my brother has that ability too, kind of thing. But yeah, I really like the seeds that were planted with Leia's character and the struggles that she's dealing with. Because again, the New Republic is dealing with some shit. They're trying to figure some stuff out. They're trying to get their footing in the galaxy, and obviously, as we see at the very end, there's a traitor in the mist. Got issues with stuff like that, and Akbar runs into a little bit of a problem, which Akbar, I'm going to keep banging this drum too. He had probably the most disrespected death in the sequel trilogy. He deserved so much better. Just going to say that. Grand Admiral Thrawn. What a character. My first experience with Thrawn came in Rebels. I had heard about Thrawn. I knew about Thrawn. I didn't really have any actually detailed experience with Thrawn before Rebels. And obviously this is where he was introduced. This is where his story was built. I cannot wait to see live action Thrawn. I think that's going to be amazing. I think it's going to be great. I hope they do it right. Please do Thrawn right. I feel like it's just, it needs to be. But his introduction and his kind of base, his introduction and base in this story, absolutely love it. And I understand now why so many fans love Grand Admiral Thrawn. I think it's so cool. He's such a unique character, and not just the way he looks, but the way he approaches war, the way he approaches his men. Everything about his way of doing things is just so cool. And the fact that he's the first non-human to be put in the position of Grand Admiral by Palpatine, I think that's fucking huge. I think that just shows how amazing he is as a leader, how good he is as a commander, and just how unique he is when he approaches war. The idea that he analyzes and studies his opponent's art is so cool, and he uses that to defeat them. He uses that to study them and to learn about them. I think that's so awesome. He never seems to get too high or too low because of the outcome of a situation. Well, if you do screw up, he will kill you. We did see that happen. Eliminated, done, you're gone. He did kill that one tractor beam operator. But at the same time, it just shows that he's as cold and ruthless as he is brilliant and calculated. Such a good character. Love Thrawn. I can't wait to just get more of it. And you just kind of see it at the end where they lose the battle and he's just kind of keeping his cool. Like, he's not mad. He's not upset. He's not overreacting. He's not going crazy. He sees the bigger picture. He's like, okay, we lost this battle. Let's keep our eye on the prize. We have a certain mission. We're in the process of doing this. This is much bigger than this specific moment. And he could see that. He sees it all. And it's so cool to see that and just get his story playing out. And, you know, multiple times, I think it was mentioned now twice, what would the outcome of the Battle of Endor have looked like if Thrawn was in charge? I think that's so cool. I think that's such an interesting take. And I don't know if anyone's made this video or not. I don't know if anyone's broken this down, but that's a really cool what if piece of content. What if it was Thrawn in charge during the Battle of Endor? Would the Empire still be standing tall? Would the Emperor still be alive? What would Vader be doing? I think that's a really interesting what if situation, because obviously all of the good that was still in Vader and the involvement with Luke and that whole situation obviously became very personal on all sides, because even for the Emperor, wanted Luke, wanted to bring him on, wanted him to turn to the dark side because, you know, they knew the Jedi were dangerous and they could destroy them and bring balance to the Force and all that shit and destroy the Sith. Having Thrawn in position, who literally doesn't get rattled, doesn't take anything personally, he is always thinking of the bigger picture, always focused on the outcome. I think it's a really interesting what if kind of scenario that they presented in the first book, and I think that's super cool. I think that's fun. And yeah, who knows what could have happened. I think it's a really, really interesting theory about what would have happened. And the fact that 2 times they mentioned it. Love it. And Joris Cybaoth. This dude was, like, when they introduced him and got his backstory, we didn't obviously get a ton. At one point, he basically disappeared for, like, the majority of the story. He wasn't the focus. But a Dark Jedi clone. What? I think that is epic. I think his character was... I think I was the most intrigued by his character of all the new characters. His introduction, just so interesting. And the fact that they introduced Force powerful clones, I think that's a really big thing. His goal is to rebuild things. And he wants Leia's twins. Unborn twins is his goal so he can train them. No thanks. Pass. Stay away from my babies. You do not touch them. I don't know what the hell you're going to do with them. But yeah, I'm just so interested to see where this character goes moving forward. And I'm hoping that we get a lot more of him. And an encounter with Luke possibly. Yes, please. I would absolutely love that. I think that'd be super interesting. And just the more we could get with this new Dark Jedi clone, I'm all about it. I think I'm super intrigued by this character. And Mara Jade. Let's jump into Mara Jade. I absolutely loved her introduction. I had heard the name Mara Jade before many times, obviously watching different content. I watch all the stuff on the internet and stuff like that. But I didn't know where I knew her from or where her origin came from. I don't know if there's other pieces of content that talk about Mara Jade, but it feels like this is the one. This is the story of Mara Jade, and I love it. I really liked her vague introduction. Even though the first book, I feel like there's still so much to learn about her, obviously. They did touch on it a little bit. She hates Luke Skywalker. Luke Skywalker ruined her life. And she wants to kill him. Okay. She was... I don't know what the right word is to describe her tone and her mood, but she was really feisty, and all she ever really cared about was that. And you understand why early in the book, I think it was her first intro, where she gets really upset about the mentioning of Vader and the Emperor being killed. You see why now that she took that so personally. She almost sounded like a whiny little child in certain moments, which I absolutely loved. I thought it was great. The fact that we learn... Hold on, I'm losing my notes. Yeah, the fact that we learn why she hates Luke Skywalker. She had a good thing working for the Emperor. She was the Emperor's hand. She carried out the Emperor's bidding. She's killing rebels, corrupt Imperials. After Palpatine's death, she received her last command, which was to kill Luke Skywalker. The death of her master caused her to go rogue, out in the universe with nothing to do. She had no direction, and she was actually on the ship with Jabba, and Luke had this really cool vision about a what-if scenario with his lightsaber and the whole thing that played out there. So cool. I thought, those moments were so interesting. And Talon Card is another character that was introduced really cool. She joins up with him and becomes one of his best smugglers, second in command. And I think she's Force sensitive. I don't know if we ever got an official, yes, she's Force sensitive, but I think it's pretty clear. The vision with Luke, her ability to handle a lightsaber, and just everything that kind of was hinted at her. I don't think Palpatine would necessarily have her out doing these very specific high-level kind of attacks and missions if she wasn't. But, Emperor and the Empire have used, bounty hunters and shit who aren't Force-sensitive, so you never know. But I get the total vibe that she is. I don't remember hearing an official confirmation if she was Force-sensitive, but Mara Jade and her relationship with Luke and just the stuff that they had to deal with, despite the fact that she hated him, she wants him dead, and Luke being unable to use the Force and had to work with this person who wants him dead. I love the dynamic. I love the relationship, and I just loved her vague intro and how they built it. the moment they built it and it was presented that she hated Luke and wanted him dead, the whole time I was just like, oh my God, why? Oh my God, why? And then they would kind of like sprinkle it throughout, and you'd kind of get bits and pieces here, and you would never get like the official like explanation as to why. But damn, when we got that reveal and who she was and what she was doing, loved it. I cannot wait to get more Mara Jade content. Cannot wait to see where this goes. Her mission to kill Luke continues, and we'll see how that goes. Can we talk about Kashyyyk real quick? I feel like this is one of those moments that could have been super cheesy, horribly done, and just come across as total just goofiness. But when Leia showed up on Kashyyyk, I think that was one of my favorite moments in the whole book. I absolutely loved meeting Rara. I don't know if I said that correctly. The names of the people in this story and the planets is just some of them I'm just not even going to try to pronounce, but Rara, there's like, I don't know. I think I said that right. A Wookiee with a speech impediment, which made it easier to understand, and the fact that Leia was able to talk basic and have a conversation with this Wookiee was so much fun. I loved it so much. And again, I feel like it could have been pretty silly. Maybe a lot of people thought it was really stupid or really silly or really convenient or whatever. I absolutely loved it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic. I thought it was so much fun. I was laughing. I think I had a giant smile on my face in my car when I was driving home. I think it was so cool. And it was so much fun that they presented us with this Wookiee that had a speech impediment, that could speak basic and have conversations with Leia. I thought that was so much fun. I thought it was so cool. And yeah, that was kind of the last thing on my list of stuff that I love. I like including all of the characters that we've met, all the new characters, again, Chewie and Lando, getting them back. Lando basically feels like a perfect continuation of what we saw with him in the original trilogy. Really like his relationship and him being with Han, obviously. It's great. But let's jump into the stuff I did not like. Not a damn thing. I don't think there's anything in this novel that I did not like. Alright, well, I did write down one thing. Not being able to see the space battles on the big screen is my negative. I don't even think that counts. They were so well done in this book. I loved the battle scenes, the fighting moments. Just that last battle sounded so cool, and the description was so great. And just, I wish I could have seen that on the big screen. I would probably, the way it was described, I probably would have put it up there with the battle scene from Solo. No, not Solo. What am I talking about? Another scratch, rewind, Rogue One. The battle scene in Rogue One is probably my favorite space battle in all of Star Wars. I think that would be my number one choice. I think it's the best one. With the way it was described, the war in Heir to the Empire was so cool. I loved it. I thought it was so awesome. And the only negative, I guess, is that I didn't get to see it on the big screen. I guess that's really my only negative. I thought they did a great job. So, yeah, I don't really have a lot to say negative about this first story. I absolutely love it. I thought it was so good. And just kind of wrapping up my thoughts, I think this story blows The Force Awakens out of the water. I just do. I just think, and again, this is grumpy old me, Star Wars fan talking, I just feel like the characters were handled better. They were. I mean, I obviously know where the characters go in the sequel trilogy. I mean, Han obviously had his, like, Han's death didn't bother me as much as it bothers other people. But on the flip side, the way, like, he was kind of written, I didn't love the way he was written as a character overall. I really liked him in this story. I really liked how much he seemed to care for Leia and loved Leia and was there for Leia and just saw that his desire to like, dude, you got to become a Jedi. You need to like train in the Force. You need to do this. I just feel like our OG characters were treated the way they should have been. I don't know. I think at this point, and again, I don't like to go out of my way to trash the sequel trilogy, but the way Disney's been handling our OG characters has not been great. Luke, Han, I mean, even taking Lando in Solo, the way that character development was shifted a lot, turning him into a cheater. I feel like that tarnishes the character a lot. Giving Han Solo's name, you know how it is. I mean...
Warning, Solo sucks rant.
I could go on days about that kind of stuff. And Luke, obviously, and just... I wasn't going into this story with a big expectation, but like Boba Fett was handled horribly. I'm not a huge Boba Fett fan. I would imagine Boba Fett fans did not like how his show went or how his character was handled, because his introduction in The Mandalorian, epic and amazing. But then all of a sudden, when he's introduced into his own show, he's different, completely different character. So I don't know if I love the way the legacy characters are being handled currently, and I don't know. We'll see how it goes. And like even in the Boba Fett show with Luke, and like something as simple as putting Grogu on a ship with just R2 sending him home, like that doesn't seem like something Luke would do. Obviously R2 is amazing and he trusts him with his life and has been fucking epic.
Love that this book has ignited your passion.
Thank you, Hopple. But I don't feel like that's something Luke would do. I feel like he would take the responsibility to guide Grogu back, because you never know. You're flying through the galaxy. Who the fuck knows who you might encounter? Like, I just feel like that's something small, but I feel like Luke would go with Grogu. So, just initially right off the bat, I do feel like Heir to the Empire handles and treats our characters better. I feel like they're treated with more care. It's a smoother transition into what, maybe they should have become. But yeah, overall, I love this book. I've already started the second one. I got through the first chapter, and we'll probably do more of these as long as I have the time to jump into this. I want to keep talking Star Wars with you guys and doing more streams and more stuff like this. But yeah, overall, I gave that first one probably like a 9.5 out of 10. And then I'll maybe change my grades once the rest of the book is done. But I absolutely love this. And I can't wait to hear what you guys think of it. Share your thoughts. Let's talk. You got comments? Hobblehead USA with the super chat. Love that this book has ignited your passion. Yeah. I really, 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 really love this story. I really love it. I think the story's really cool. And again, going into it with no expectations, not knowing that we were going to get Luke, Leia, Han, Lando, Chewie, and all that stuff, I didn't know that's what we were getting. I thought this was just a unique standalone story of, Thrawn and his, dealings in the universe. I had no idea that's what we were getting into, and I absolutely love it. And at the same time, it's kind of sad that this wasn't put into canon, or isn't canon, and wasn't created into an actual show or movie. I mean, they're doing so many shows now. But if this wasn't an actual trilogy put on the big screen. If not for this book, Star Wars might have died. Yeah, I could see that. Because I obviously did a lot of research in terms of this book after I read it. And just the timing of when it came out, it feels like that it really sparked a lot of need and desire to kind of feed that Star Wars passion and people's need to watch Star Wars. So I think that's really good timing and awesome that it came out. If Vader is Palp's hammer, Mara was the scalpel. When you want a more quiet and subtle approach to a mission. I mean, I would almost, I don't know if this is where the book's going to go. I don't know how much is going to dive into Mara Jade's past. But I would absolutely love to just see her interacting with the Emperor and getting these missions and then going out on a mission. Getting, like, more Mara Jade, please. Like, I heard that she's an amazing character, and I could see why so many people love the character. I want to learn more, and I can't wait. And I hope, you know, we get more of that in this series. After Return of the Jedi, people were kind of over it. In the 90s, Star Wars was dying. The expanding universe kept the franchise alive till the prequels re-sparked the flames and made a huge boom in the books. Makes sense. Never lose your nerd. Hello. You're never late. You're right on time. I mean, I could see I was young in that time period. So I never really got, and obviously there was no internet back then. So you don't really know what people were talking about when Return of the Jedi was over and you kind of move towards this new story and like what next type of shit. And just this whole scenario about like what was next. And obviously the prequels ended up showing up in the early 2000s, right? Is that when it was 2001, right? So the prequels, that was my first experience in the movie theater, seeing Star Wars in a theater. That yeah, I would imagine that there was, like, once Return of the Jedi was done and the story was over, like, all right, well, I guess Star Wars is done. Like, it makes, that kind of mindset makes sense. And then, like, we even had that kind of thing when the prequels were like, oh, is that the last set of Star Wars movies that we were ever going to get? And then obviously Disney bought Star Wars, and now we've skyrocketed into a whole new world of never-ending Star Wars. Oh yeah, it came out in 99. Thank you. The first one came out in 99. So, yeah, it's an interesting time where there was unknown about where Star Wars was going to be. Kind of like when the prequel trilogies, you know, were over. We didn't really know where it was going to go, what was going to happen. No Obi-Wan new trailer reaction. No, I didn't have time. So I just watched it. I didn't have time to record or edit a reaction to it. It came out on a bad day for me. Because we had Moon Knight. We watched Moon Knight that morning, and then I had to get that edited and published. So I had to get all that done and didn't get a chance to record a reaction. '19 novel series. What's a 19 novel series? You go down a rabbit hole, you have hundreds of novels you can read. Oh. Yeah, I imagine that there's a shit ton of stories. That's pretty cool. New Jedi Order. You guys have anything else that you want to talk about? Favorite Star Wars and least favorite Star Wars movie? Scott must be new. Scott, if you're new, welcome. My favorite Star Wars movie is Return of the Jedi. My least favorite Star Wars movie is Solo.
Warning, Solo sucks rant. Warning, Solo sucks rant. Warning, Solo sucks rant. Warning, Solo sucks rant.
Not only is Solo my least favorite, but I think it's the worst Star Wars movie ever created. Where's Nikki? Nikki doesn't do the Star Wars streams with me. Return of the Jedi is my favorite. Like, so I put there's a big difference in my opinion with favorite and best. I think Empire Strikes Back is the best. I think Return of the Jedi, Return of the Jedi is by far my favorite. that movie brings out so many emotions in me that there's just so many great moments. And the Ewoks don't bother me that much. I mean, that whole situation is like, Ewoks are silly, but it doesn't ruin the movie for me like it does for a lot of people. The Last Jedi is the worst. I disagree. Last Jedi is number 2 on my list of worst. I think, like, so my perspective when determining what is best or worst, again, I think Solo is a fun movie. I think it has great watchability for not a Star Wars movie. But you put it in the Star Wars universe, I think it's the worst. And I think it does more damage to multiple characters than The Last Jedi. I think The Last Jedi just has silly shit like the Holdo maneuver makes no sense. Broom Boy doesn't make any sense. Like, obviously Luke, I did a whole video about Luke and why it's not so much about the idea of him doing what he did, but the lack of story to support his actions. I think overall, Solo to this point has provided nothing new to the universe, and it does unfixable damage to our legacy characters. I mean, if you go back and watch, Lando is completely tarnished now, and that's canon. He is a cheater. He cheated. That bothers me so much that he didn't, like, he needed a card under his sleeve to win. That's not Lando for me. That is not that's not what George created Lando to be. And I don't ever want to be the type of person who like George is perfect, because George is far from perfect. He created a lot of plot holes in his own story in the prequels, and the prequels are what they are. But George also sold his product to Disney. So it's kind of hard to like give George a huge pass, but I don't think that's what George had in mind with Lando Calrissian. Like, I don't think it was ever meant for him to be a cheater. And then like just everything with Han, you guys know how I feel about that. That was the lamest thing, the way he got his name. So lame. And I think it just, story-wise, it doesn't make sense. And, I mean, I could go on and on about that stuff, but just the fact that, oh, you're alone? Oh, I don't have people. Oh, Solo is your name. The Empire gave him his name, and that's a name that he kept, ran jobs against the Empire, and then passed the name to his son? That name literally should mean nothing to him. But it does, and it is canon. It is the way it is. George sold his franchise, so he got bullied at the prequels. Yeah. What about characters in the movie adaptation? Which is the best, worst? Movie adaptation for which? How do you think the Obi-Wan show will go down? Like, give me your prediction breakdown. I'm a little nervous about Obi-Wan. I'm in the camp that I just want the Anakin Obi-Wan story. I only have 6 episodes with this limited series. I think it's limited. I really want them to focus on the pain that Obi-Wan's dealing with, the pressure of protecting Luke, the idea that there are people coming to find him and destroy the Jedi. I want tons of Anakin. I love Hayden Christensen. I think he's amazing. I want more with him and feeling his pain and his loss of Padme and his anger of trying to find and kill Obi-Wan. I just need them. I don't need anything else in this story. And I know we're getting a lot more. I just hope it's done well. I hope it doesn't take away from the Obi-Wan story. Obviously, coming off of Boba Fett, the doubts are there. He wasn't treated right. I'm not a Boba Fett fan. I don't think Boba Fett was treated properly. The best episodes in his own show didn't involve him. And yeah, that makes me nervous. There isn't enough time to flesh out new characters, and regardless of who they are or what their jobs are. I'm also super, super protective of canon. This is a really delicate time period for me as a fan, personally, because coming off Revenge of the Sith, which is my 4th favorite Star Wars movie, going into A New Hope, which is my 3rd favorite Star Wars movie, that time period is one of my favorite in all of Star Wars, and I care very much about the canon, and I take it maybe more personally than I should. But yeah, I'm excited, but I'm also a little nervous. I think anyone would kind of be silly to not be a little nervous going into this series. Do you like Rogue One? Rogue One is my number 5 favorite movie. I love Rogue One. So, Southern, Delar, Alex, Matthew. What's up, y'all? Really hoping they stick to canon. Yeah. I mean, so I did a video on this. You guys should definitely go check out my Star Wars channel, !Star Wars. But there's a couple lines in A New Hope that I feel like deserve or not even just A New Hope, just in the original trilogy period. But my biggest one is when Luke and Vader are talking, and Luke's trying to convince him to come with him, and Vader says, Obi-Wan once thought as you did. When did that ever happen? Because it didn't happen in Revenge of the Sith. It didn't happen in A New Hope. There needs to be another confrontation that leads to that. But then at the same time, you have a line where another one that needs to pay off is where Obi-Wan says that he's more machine now than man. He needs to see, he doesn't even, right now, going into A New Hope, he didn't know Vader was alive. At least he shouldn't know Vader was alive. So he needs to see that he is more machine now than man and have that pay off. And then the one line that is a little delicate when they meet in A New Hope and he says, I am now the master. That's the one line that I feel like could be a little tricky. Last time we met, you were the master. I feel like that line is a big one, but I think that's easy. I honestly feel like that line, even if they have a confrontation, Obi-Wan is still the master, in my opinion, because Vader hadn't defeated him yet. Vader is still new as Vader. He's still learning to use his body, I feel like, all his mechanical limbs and everything. I feel like Vader's still developing and learning in this time period. And Obi-Wan, despite hiding and kind of being non-existent to the world, I feel like and this is something I hope we see, I hope he's still building strength within the Force. I hope he's communicating with Qui-Gon. I hope he's communicating with Yoda. I hope there's levels of him still building up strength in the Force through other ways other than fighting. So I still feel like if they have a confrontation in Obi-Wan, Obi-Wan's still the master. Anakin / Vader is still the learner. I think that works. Maybe I'm just setting up my own expectations, but Vader and Obi-Wan can't fight again because in A New Hope, Vader said that last time that could be anything. Vader could still be the learner. Now I'm the master. Something has to, like, there needs to be another. I think the biggest line from the original trilogy is the idea of Obi-Wan once thought as you did. The moment Obi-Wan knows that Vader's alive, and the fact that Padme told him there's still good in him, Obi-Wan needs to confront him again. That's the line that I need the payoff for. Vader's now the master of the dark side. He's still learning, though. He might not be the master of anything at this point. He could be a super powerful, just destroying folks. But, I mean, if you think about it, he's still not the master because Palpatine is. He's in charge. I don't know. The Clone Wars works. Absolutely. Yeah. I still haven't seen all the Clone Wars. But yeah, absolutely watch all of them. I still think, and again, this is like a scenario, this is how my brain operates. Until I could, it's like, let's use like basketball as an example. It's a really good one-on-one sport. It's like my dad or my older brother. There's a good one, my older brother. So our whole lives, this is a good example. Our whole lives, my brother beats me. He beats me. I get to an age where obviously he's the master, I'm the learner. I can't say I'm better than my brother until I actually beat him. That's kind of my mindset. Vader never beat Obi-Wan. So in his eyes, he will always be, like, even Revenge of the Sith, he says something along the lines of, it is now your end, my Matt. Like, he calls him his master again, I believe. Fact check me. So I think there's still a level of respect almost. I don't know. I think that's an interesting thing, and I've seen some rumors, and I just hope they do this show correctly. Just do it right. You're bringing back the two OGs to do this show. Don't screw it up. Please.